All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are here. It is time for Season 2, Episode 10 of Monopoly. January 22nd is the day that it is. And as usual, we're going live. Travis, are you ready? Fantastic. Lord.
Help if you're mute.
One job, Travis.
One job.
Yeah, I'm ready. I just want to make sure.
Okay. Well, then, here we go. Let's all go out and have a great show, why don't we? Here we
Let's
go.
get naked.
Well, that comes after the first commercial break. 3, 2, 1.
Yes, this is Monopoly. The world's most popular board game is now Monopoly the TV game. Here come the players. The red player, Peach, the gold player, John, and the green player, Doug. Here comes Mr. Monopoly, Jason Meyers. And here comes our host, Turd Ferguson.
Yeah, guess what? I messed up.
What, baby?
No, you didn't.
You didn't mess up. I messed up.
Oh, good. I was going to say, you had me. Okay. Yeah. And the green player, Neil.
And the green player, Neil. Sorry. Neil's Doug, Doug's Neil. One of these days we'll get it right.
Yeah.
Two things. I don't exist, and he's not sorry.
Right.
Neil's audience filler. Sorry.
Welcome back. It is time for our 10th episode of Season 2 here of Monopoly, coming to you live from Grandma's Game Closet inside of the MVG production house. I'm your host, Turd Ferguson, back for another fun night of Monopoly. Boy, we are very quickly running up on the midway point of this season. I know I'm having a lot of fun, and hopefully all of you out there in live chat land and those of you watching on demand later on are enjoying this series as well. And I know somebody that is most definitely enjoying themselves right now. That is our champion who's back. He's currently on a 2-game run, has $16,070, if I'm not mistaken, to his name on this run. It's Peach Chapstick.
Really? People are still applauding me? Jeez, tough crowd.
Well, you know. Okay, so Peach, yeah, you're back. You've got yourself 2 wins so far. Like I said, $16,070 on this run. For the season total, you're at $23,320. You're in second place overall. We are definitely glad to have you back here. Do you think you've got what it takes to go ahead and get through?
No, not at all.
Tonight? Well, there you go. I guess that's my answer. So then we will then quickly move forward with, go ahead and remind everybody where you're from, what you do for a living, what's the most important thing to you in life, and if you had to choose between an Xbox controller or a Nintendo Switch controller, why would you try to film pornography with a Sega Genesis?
Oh my gosh. Well, anyway, you might remember I'm from Prior Lake, Minnesota. I masquerade during the day as a gaming cashier at a small casino, but at night I like to be a squid human hybrid from 10,000 years in the future, obviously. The most important thing in my life is a glass of Mountain Dew with me at all times. And I was just using a Switch controller actually earlier today, and let's just say I don't think it handled my activities very well.
I'm so sorry. The correct answer is the Sega Genesis actually has a plug-in for headphones. That was the correct answer. I'm sorry. But hey, we wish you the best of luck tonight. Let's see if you can get 3 in a row. You've got 2 fantastic opponents tonight. Let's go ahead and meet them. We start first here in the yellow podium. He comes to us from the state of Indiana. He is a good friend. You might know his brother Johannes, but we know him as Mr. John Bergman.
Thank you. Oh, yes, thank you. I appreciate that. I got new underwear, too. better.
You know, I really appreciate the fact that you would do that for us here on the show. But John, you know,
Yes.
I take a look back so far for the season. You've been with us once. You were here back in episode 5. So basically, you come around in multiples of 5. And right now, you have a total of $2,890 to your name. But possibly with a big win, you could shoot yourself way up that leaderboard and maybe even get up towards first place. Do you think you've got what it takes to take down Peach?
Yes.
Fantastic.
But I'm going to try to. Peach is a great contestant. I'll be here all night, folks. That's the scary part. So I'm just. Yes, exactly. And if you're on the other end of the pendulum, tip the waiter too as well.
Well.
But yeah, I'm going to have a good time. You know, good players makes good games, and let's do it.
And hey, people that know how to program make good games as well. So,
I agree.
So yeah, go ahead and tell us, John. Remind everybody where you're from, what you do for a living, and why is it that you decided to take Margaret Thatcher on a date to the Crazy Horse Saloon for your first date?
Well, because I heard she likes to ride horses as well as ride. Those mechanical bulls. So I kind of thought that maybe, after a few drinks, a little chat, she could maybe ride me.
Yeah. There's a reason they call her the Iron Fist.
You did. The iron legs and the iron.
Well.
But other than that, I'm I'm a retired cashier from a grocery store. And in my spare time, I like to declare war on small South American countries. And I'm also a former secret agent for Irish intelligence. And I like to run around naked every 3 days. So it's all good.
Irish intelligence, doesn't that kind of sound ironic to you?
But it's much more. It's much more truer than Kentucky intelligence.
This is true. Yeah, this is true. Yeah, well, it's like they say, in Kentucky, that we know that they were the ones that invented the toothbrush, right?
Exactly. One bristle per person.
Well, anywhere else, and it would have been called a teeth brush. So,
yes,
it is what it is. But yeah, John, we definitely wish you the best of luck tonight.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, absolutely. Thanks for being here. And then next up, over in our green podium, he comes to us from the state of Wisconsin. I think he's been around us before. He's got a funky looking last name, and just wait till he tells you about that mole on his lower left hip. Ladies and gentlemen, Neil Sernitsky.
Hi, Terry.
Neil, it is good to have you here. We take a look at our board here, and this is actually your first time on the Monopoly stage this season.
Well, first time for everything.
Where the hell you been?
Over on the sorry set.
Well, yeah. We'll talk about that Thursday nights, 11:10 Central, MVG. Be here. So yeah, Neil, I know you've played with us in Monopoly back, I believe, in Season 1. First time here this season. Do you think you've got what it takes to take down Peach?
Well, we'll give it the old community college try.
And, hey, that's, many people have gotten that degree there at community college and went on to great careers at McDonald's and Wendy's. So, yeah, go ahead and tell everybody home there, especially since this is the first time they're seeing you here on this fantastic television program, where you're from, what it is that you do for a living, at what age you lost your virginity, and who is it to?
Well, I'm 35 years old. Actually, no, that's a lie. I'm 36 now. I'll get it right. I know how to do math. Just not right now. I'm from Fond du Lac, Wisconsin. Collector of many things. Also like collecting money from other people when they land on me on a big board that's flashing around.
Okay. So very good job there. I see that you skipped over the question about your virginity, so I take that means you lost your virginity sometime in the future. So
That sounds about right.
that's okay. Because those stuffed animals do not count. Yeah, Neil, thanks for being here. We wish you the best of luck. Again, best of luck to all the players. Let's play some Monopoly. All right, we always like to have fun with our players a little bit as we get started. Kind of lightens the mood up for this game. It can get to be a little stressful because it goes for a minute. So here we go. We start in our first round. This is the acquisition phase of our game. Players, you're going to be making your way around the board, stopping at each property as we go around the board. You'll notice there is a dollar amount at the bottom of each property. Get a question right when we land on that property, and you will get control of that property and the dollar amount. Miss the question, though, and you will lose that money from your bank. And yes, you can go into the negatives. We've seen people do it pretty heavily for that matter. Once we've made it through all the properties that are in that monopoly, if someone owns all the properties, they will get the combined value and they will take over that entire monopoly. It will be theirs to work with. If multiple people own it, then we will go into a showdown round, and we will talk more about that as we have it come up, because I'm sure it's going to come up frequently. So players, if you're ready, let's play some Monopoly. We start with Mediterranean Avenue. This is a $60 property, players. Best of luck to you. Here comes your first question. Lilith was the stern wife of which character? And that would be Peach.
Adam.
Oof. No, I'm sorry. That's going to cost you 60. I'll continue the question. No, I won't, John.
Frasier.
Frasier is correct. $60 comes over to you. You own one property. We now move over to Baltic Avenue, another $60 property with this question. Which state in the United States gives its name to a black and yellow beetle that attacks potato crops? Neil.
Idaho?
No, I'm sorry. That's going to cost you 60. John or Peach?
No.
There's my friendly buzzer friend. With that buzzer, we'll wait for you for 5 seconds. It would be Colorado. It's the Colorado.
Oh.
Yeah. All right, so players, that means we're going to be cutting that property value down in half now. So it's a $30 property until we get a correct answer. Next question. Which pop singer sold more records in the 1990s than any other female? John.
Madonna.
No, I'm sorry. That'll cost you 30. Peach or Neil? Neil.
Britney Spears?
No, I'm sorry. Going to cost you 30 as well. Peach, you want a shot?
No.
That would be the diva herself, Mariah Carey.
Oh.
That is when she started. I remember many a night listening to her music on the front porch. Yes, I just dated myself and probably just embarrassed myself that I listened. All right, so here we go. Another $30
He's
question.
okay.
Yeah.
If you listen.
Oh, go ahead, John.
Go ahead. No, if you were said or if you listen in the back seat with someone, then it was more street cred.
All right. All right, here we go. Here's that next question. What is the name of the grass skirt traditionally worn in Hawaii? Neil.
Hula.
Hula skirt is correct. $30 comes over to you. You're at negative 60. All right, so we've got John with a property, Neil with a property. Pete, you're going to take a break here. All right, players, since there are two properties, you both have one. Whoever gets the next correct answer will take the brown property group, and with it, its combined value. Here comes that question. Which British colony, now part of China, surrendered to the Japanese? And that's John.
Hong Kong.
Hong Kong is correct. And John Berman, you have taken the brown property group. With that comes $120 of combined value. You now have $150. We now move over into our light blue properties, and we start with Oriental Avenue. $100 with this question. In what century was the electric washing machine invented? Peach.
The 20th.
20th century is correct. $100 to you. You're up to 40. You own one property. Next, we move over to Vermont Avenue. $100 for this question. Boss Hogg and Daisy Duke feature, and that's John.
The Dukes of Hazzard.
Dukes of Hazzard is correct. $100 to you. You're up to $250. You now own one property. Now we move over to Connecticut Avenue. $120 players for this question. The song "I Want to Be Like You" comes from which anthem? And that's Peach.
The Jungle Book.
The Jungle Book is correct. Takes you up to 160. So now, Neil, you'll be sitting out for this showdown round. Peach, you're going to need one correct answer to take the Monopoly. John, you need two. Here's the first showdown. In math, 5.08 centimeters is equivalent to, and that's Peach.
2 inches.
2 inches is correct, and Peach, you have taken the blue properties, and with that comes $320 of combined value, taking you up to $480. We now make our turn on to 2nd Street, and we start with St. Charles Place in our magenta group. This is a $140 property. Here comes your first question. In history, in which continent did the ancient city of Carthage stand? Peach.
Europe.
No, I'm sorry. That'll cost you 140. You're down to 340. John or Neil? In which continent? And that's John.
Africa.
Africa is correct. $140 over to you. You're up to $390. You own one property. We now move over to States Avenue. $140. Here's your question. In pop music, which Motown star began her musical career in the Primettes along with Mary Wilson? And that's John.
The Supremes.
No, I'm sorry. Yeah. That's going to cost you 140. I'll finish the question.
Yeah.
Which Motown star began her musical career in the Primettes along with Mary Wilson, Barbara Martin, and Florence Ballard? Pete.
Diana Ross.
Diana Ross is correct. That's $140 for you. You're up to $480. That's one property for you. So one for John, one for Peach. Now we move over to Virginia Avenue. $160 for this question. What part of the day is a nyctophobic person afraid of? Peach.
The night.
The night is correct. $160 takes you to $640. So now, Peach, you own two properties. John, you own one. Neil, you'll be taking another break here. So, Peach, I need one correct answer. John, I need two from you.
Good.
Here comes your first showdown. In literature, F. Scott Fitzgerald wrote about the great who? John.
Gatsby.
Gatsby is correct. That's one correct answer for you. Whoever gives me the next correct one takes the magenta properties. In Canada, what do the letters RCMP, and that's John?
Royal Canadian Mounted Police.
Royal Canadian Mounted Police is correct. John, you have taken the magenta property group. With that comes $440 of combined value, bringing you up to $690. That's my favorite number. You know that, John? Shut up, Mark.
Yes.
Good Lord.
You know what's so funny? Everybody, the last question you asked about the RCMP, it's like, it's all connected, people. Play it backward. It's all connected. Sorry, I'll shut up right now.
Yeah, Mark, I think Jamie has a pacifier over there for you. Go
my God.
All right, here we go. We now move over to the orange property group, and we start with St. James Place. This is a $180 property, players. Here comes your question. Everybody involved. Which country is the world's largest exporter of rice? Peach?
China.
No, I'm sorry. It cost you 180. John or Neil? John?
Okay, Japan.
No, again. Cost of 180 takes you to 510. Neil, you want a shot at it?
No.
Well, the answer there is exactly Thailand. Thailand is.
Oh.
Go figure.
Figure.
All right, we're going to cut that property now down in half, down to $90 until we get a correct answer. found in milk, is lactose a sugar or an enzyme? Peach?
Enzyme.
No, cost you 90. Neil?
Would that be a sugar by
It
chance?
is a sugar. Good job. Neil gets 30. He gets $90. He's up to 30. Welcome back to the positive side of life. All right, Neil has one property. We move over now to Tennessee Avenue. $180 for this question. Which Q, as in quiet, is the smallest bird of the pheasant and partridge family? That would be Peach.
Quail.
Quail is correct. $180 to you. You're to 550. You now have one property. We now move over to New York Avenue. $200 players for this question. Seville and Valencia are cities in which country? Peach.
Spain.
Spain is correct. $200 to you. You're up to 750. All right. So we've got Neil with a property. We have got Peach, I believe, with 2.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Okay. Making sure there. All right. So Peach, you're going to need one correct answer to take this Monopoly. Neil, you'll need 2. John, you'll be taking a break here.
Right.
Here we go, players. Next question. In science, which metal is usually added to silver to make sterling silver? Copper or zinc? Neil.
Zinc?
No, I'm sorry. Peach. Go for it.
Copper.
It is copper. It was worth the risk. But Peach, you have taken the orange property group. With that comes $560 of combined value, taking you up to $1,310. We now turn on to 3rd Street, and we're in our red property group, and we start with Kentucky Avenue, home of the one-tooth person. This is a $220 property. Here comes your question. All players involved. What is the name of the National Museum and Art Gallery of France? John.
The Louvre.
The Louvre. 220 comes to you. You're up to 730. One property for you, John. Now we move over to Indiana Avenue, home of our friend there, Mr. John Bergman. $220 with this question. In children's literature, which A.A. Milne character is and that's Peach.
Winnie the Pooh.
Winnie the Pooh is correct. All right, well, something disappeared there. Let's put it back in. There we go. $220 comes over to you. You're up to $1,530. So one property for Peach, one for John. Now we move over to Illinois Avenue. This is a $240 property. Here comes your question. In pop music, is Madonna's real first name Madonna? Peach.
Yes, it is.
Yes, it is. $240 comes over to you, Peach. You're up to $1,770. And now, Peach, you have 2 properties. You are going to need one correct answer. John, you own one of the properties. You need 2. Neil, you will be sitting out here. Here we go. Showdown for the red properties. In film, Tom Hanks and Meg Ryan were sleepless. And that's John.
Seattle.
Seattle is correct. John, that's one correct answer. One more will get you this group. In medicine, what C as in cat is a soothing ointment made from zinc carbonate? John.
Calamine.
Calamine is correct. And John, you have taken
There
the
you
red
go.
property group. With that comes $680 of combined value, bringing you up to $1,410. And our board is starting to look like a 1980s McDonald's wardrobe.
Yes,
All right.
it's true.
We now move into our yellow property group, and we start with Atlantic Avenue. $260 players. All of you are involved. Here comes your first question. How many films are there in the Sigourney Weaver Alien series? John.
4.
4 is correct. 260 comes over to you. You're up to 1670. You have one property.
Good year.
We now move
Good
over
year.
to Ventnor Avenue. $260 for this question. What letter is the chemical symbol for potassium? Peach.
K as in kelp.
K, and it stands for Callium, actually, but still K. We were looking for the letter. Good job, $260. takes you up to 2,030. You own one property now. We now move over to Marvin Gardens. $280 players for this question. In the New Testament, what was the name of the man who provided his own tomb for the burial of Jesus? So, players, that would be Joseph of Arimathea. I would have accepted just Joseph, but yeah, there's a little more detail there for you. All right, so with that, we're going to cut the property value down in half. It's now $140 until we get a correct answer here on Marvin Gardens. In geography, is the territory of Yukon in Mexico or Canada? Peach.
That's in Canada.
It is in Canada, Peach. $140 comes to you. You're up to $2,170. You have two properties. John, you have one. Neil, unfortunately, you'll be sitting out here again, but it's okay. You can still get back into this. I've seen it happen. All right, so Peach, give me one correct answer. John, I need two. In which ocean does the island of Tahiti lie? And that'd be Peach.
Pacific.
Tahiti is in the Pacific, and Peach, once again, alternating back and forth. You have the yellow property group, and with that comes $800 of combined value, taking you up to $2,970. We now turn on to 4th Street, and we start with that very specific avenue. That's right, old joke, Pacific Avenue. $300 players, everyone's involved. Here comes your question. What year came before 54 BC? Peach.
55 BC.
55 BC is correct.
Yeah.
That's $300. Takes you up to $3,270. Peach, you own one green property. We now move over to the home of our fearless leader, Mr. Brandon Scruggs. It's North Carolina Avenue. $300 players. Here's your next question. In the animal kingdom, was Laverock a name used for a lark or a swan? John.
Swan.
No, I'm sorry. It's going to cost you $300. And Peach gets to the buzzer.
A lark.
A lark is correct. $300 there takes you to $3,570. Peach, you own two properties. Now we move over to the home of the president, Pennsylvania Avenue. $320 here for the next question. Name the mother of Michael Jackson's first bride. Peach.
Who was it? No, I don't know that.
Time's up, so we lose $320
Mother.
there. John or Neil, name the mother of Michael Jackson's first bride. John.
Priscilla.
Priscilla was the mother. Lisa Marie, and that would be Presley, was the bride. So $320 comes over to you, John. You're up to $1,690. That now gives you one property. Peach, you have two. Neil, again, taking a little breaksy here. All right, here we go. Next question, showdown. Graphite and diamond are soft and hard examples of which chemical element? Peach.
Carbon.
Carbon is correct, and Peach, you have taken the green properties. With that comes $920 of combined value, taking you up to $4,170. We are now into our final property group of our acquisition phase. This is our Dark Blues and Park Place. $350 players. Neil, you really need this one. Here comes that first question. The children's author Michael Bond wrote about which famous bear? Peach.
Paddington.
Paddington is correct. $350 comes to you. You're at $4,520. You have one of the properties. We now move over to our final property, and it is Boardwalk. This is a $400 property. Here is what may very well be our final question of the acquisition round. Isaac Asimov is best known for which kind of fiction? Peach.
Science fiction.
Science fiction is correct. $400 for the question. Along with that, you have the monopoly already for the Dark Blues. $750 of combined value, takes you up to $5,670. And that brings us to the end of our acquisition round. Let's take a look at where we currently sit. Right now in third place with no monopolies is Neil Sternitsky, and he has $30. In second place, the owner of 3 property groups is John Bergman with $1,690. And with a commanding dollar lead, and he currently has 5 property groups, that is Peach Chapstick with $5,670. Well, we are going to go in, take our first commercial break. While we do, the players are going to be spending that money they've earned here in the acquisition round to add houses and hotels to their properties. And we'll come back and we'll play the 15-minute big money round to find out who's going to move on to our bonus game to see if someone can finally tackle that one time around the block for up to 50 grand right here on your favorite board game. It's not a game show. That's right. It's Monopoly. everybody. Welcome back here again to Monopoly. Man, we have got a great game going here so far tonight. Let's go ahead and take a look. We have got lots of houses and hotels out on this board. Currently, Neil is still in third place at $30. He did attempt to put a house on community chest, chance, and income tax, but unfortunately, we had to tell him that wasn't allowed.
It was only half a house.
Well, yeah, it was Skid Row. So he's still in third place at $30. John, he was able to put on quite a few houses there. You can see he's got 4 on every property except for States, which has a hotel, and he is in second at $40. And then, with what looks like millions of dollars compared to that, Peach was able to hotel everything and still has $2,170 left to refuse to do any other upgrades to any properties for the remainder of time that he owns them. So eventually we'll probably need to put in some roach motels to take care of that. So it is that time in our game. It's one of the favorite times for everybody. We bring in Mr. Monopoly himself. Yes, he is back. He is here this week. He is awake, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the stage, Mr. Jason Meyers.
Yeah. I tried to sleep for one day.
Jason,
Thank
I must
you,
ask
everybody.
you, why is it that you asked and required us, if we wanted you to be here this week and awake, that we had to bring you in a chair carried in by many of our servants here, our workers on the stage?
Because you
The
said
listen
no to a
Jose
case of Red Bull.
Well, it should have give you wings, so you should have flew your ass over here. But we're not going to talk about that. So
Right.
I'm sure you've been watching over there off to the side. We've had a heck of a game going here. Little
Indeed.
surprised that it's been a little bit of a runaway so far, but as you know, things can change in an instant. And remind us, Mr. Monopoly, why is that?
Because just because somebody's got a whole bunch of properties, that doesn't really mean a thing in the long run. Because those hostile takeovers could change the flow of this game in a heartbeat.
You know what
Just saying.
You know what else changes the flow in things? Flomax. That's right, man. When you get to be a certain age, sometimes you can get in a large prostate. And the best thing you could do is call your doctor and ask about Flomax.
I thought you were gonna say Taco Tuesday at Taco Bell, but that's another story.
That's the other end, but we're not going to talk about
Right.
that. All right. Well, it is good to have you back here again. You have done a fantastic job as Mr. Monopoly this season, so you got those dice ready to go?
Indeed.
Well, fantastic. Well, players, as a reminder here in this phase of our game, this is our 15-minute big money round, of course. Our friend Mr. Monopoly there, he's going to roll those dice as many times as he can in this round. We're going to go around. If we happen to land on one of the properties that you currently own, we'll ask you a question that'll be for you and you only. If you get it correct, you win the rent based on how much of an upgrade you have on the property. Get the question wrong, you don't lose anything, but it does go up then as a toss-up to the other two players. If one of them gets it right, they steal the rent money, but if they get it wrong, they're going to lose that money. But that money will not come to the player that owns the property. We, of course, have lots of other really cool properties here. Electric Company, Waterworks, Community Chest, Chance. We all know how much I love landing on those. And, of course, our favorite, those railroads. You'll hear the toot-toot on the horn, and it'll be time for some hostile takeover action. So if you guys are ready, let's do it. Let's play our 15-minute big money round. So with that, the clock is set over here on my end. And Mr. Monopoly, give us that first roll, and the clock will start.
Here we go. First roll. It's doubles right out of the gate. And I hit the wrong button. Yay.
Game's over.
Yeah. It's doubles right out of the gate. It's 2 3s for a 6.
All right, and with that, we have started the clock, and we have landed their players on Oriental Avenue.
Maybe I shouldn't have took last week off. Peach, this is your property. There's $550 on the line because you got it hoed out.
All right, Peach, here comes your question. Sorry, had to hit a button there. The Oompa Loompas were the small orange workers in which film starring Gene Wilder?
Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory.
Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory is correct, Peach. 550 comes over to you. You're at the 27-20. All right, let's go, please.
About 6 and a 5 for an 11.
Ooh, big one here. We had a lot of big ones last week. And this one did grief.
Neil, it's your lucky day.
All right, community chess. We draw our first community chess card players, and this one says, field level suite reservation. Red player will be receiving $200 from each of his opponents.
Ooh.
So,
Can you freaking believe this?
we'll bet that means Neil, you lose 200 and go down the negative. John, you lose 200. And we are going to, boom, double that up to Peach. You're up to 31-20. All right, Mr. Monopoly, next roll. And yellow, gold, and green says knock it off.
About 2 and a 6 for an 8.
All right, big 8. And that's the B&O Railroad.
Oh, boy, everybody, it's hostile takeover time, which means one correct answer to this question, you could stand a chance to take over somebody's property. Good luck.
All right, this is what we said can change everything. Here is that question. In computing, what does the acronym DOS stand for? Peach.
Disk Operating System.
That is correct, Peach. Which of John's properties would you like to attack?
Let's go for the Magentas.
So we're going to roll backwards there. All right, so again, this is how it works, Peach. You are going to need to give me 3 correct answers. If you do so, you will steal the magenta properties and their combined value away from John. Now, it won't take the value of them away from John. You'll get the combined value, but we won't take the money away, but you will take over the properties themselves. Do be careful, though. You miss any one question, and whichever property you're sitting on at that time, you will have to pay that rent to John. So here we go. Here's your first one at risk here. There's 4 houses. $600 is at risk if you get this wrong. Which F, as in Frank, describes an edible, wild, or domesticated land or water bird?
Fowl.
Fowl is correct. So we now move over to States Avenue. This time there's a hotel. $750 is at risk. In which decade did the Queen open the Sydney Opera House?
The 1950s.
No, I'm sorry. It's the 1970s, specifically 1973, which means $750 will be taken away from you once I hit the button there. We will give that $750 over to its owner, John Bergman, bring him up to $590, and with that means this hostile takeover is unsuccessful, and it is over. All right, Mr. Monopoly, next roll, please.
1 and a 3 for a 4.
Hey, Neil.
Right. Community chest once again, because why not? All right, this community chess card player says advance directly to go. So we are going to fly around the board.
Oh my God.
And that means players, all of you will be collecting $200. All right, next roll, Mr. Monopoly.
Hey, doubles! 5 and a 5 for a 10.
There's another big number. And that means we're just visiting the jail, so we're going to roll them again.
Nobody there. They're all outside playing basketball. 2 and a 4 for a 6.
And that takes us over to St. James Place.
Well, Peach lost a little bit of money there. Here's a chance to get some of that back. $950 on the line this time.
All right, Peach. Used in geometry, from which language does the letter pi come?
I believe that's Greek.
Greek is correct. $950 over to you. You're up to 35-20, and you're up to no good with another roll.
I solemnly swear.
1 and a 4 for a 5.
And that takes us to Kentucky Avenue.
All right, Mr. Bergman, here's a chance for you to get some money. $840 on the line.
Okie dokie.
All right, John, this is multiple choice. Your choices are
Okay.
mackerel, pike, or trout. In the animal kingdom, which of the following is not a freshwater fish?
Pike.
No, I'm sorry. It is now a toss-up to the other two players. There's two answers remaining. Peach or Neil? Neil. So that would have been mackerel. That is a fish from the sea. All right, nothing doing there. Next roll, please. About 9 minutes remaining.
Doubles again. 3 and a 3 for a 6.
And now we're over to Ventnor Avenue.
All right, Peach. 1150 on the line this time. The money just keeps getting higher for you.
All right, Peach. How many moons or satellites does Mercury have?
0.
0 is correct. 1150 comes through. You get to 4670. All right, let's come up in next roll.
1 and a 5 for a 6.
Hey, Neil.
We weren't going to get copyrighted again.
Yes, I said it
I have a
real quick.
problem with this play right now.
Well, he did, as we said, he did try to put a house on community chest, but unfortunately, interest rate hike players, the yellow player is going to be paying 10% of his score. So, unfortunately, that means John will be taking a whole $79 away from you.
Oh, darn it.
Taking you down
Darn it.
$711. All right.
Jeremy,
Why do
bonus
Why do
back.
why do I have a crappy feeling?
Snake eyes. It's a 2.
It's a dose.
A 2!
And we have landed on the short line.
Everybody on board again. Chance for somebody to take over someone else's property, pending the right answer.
Again, this can change everything. In which European country was the film star Greta Garbo born? Peach.
Monaco?
No. John.
Sweden.
Sweden is correct. John, which of Peach's properties would you like to attack?
Okay, but orange.
All right, we're going to the oranges. We fly around. We start with St. James. $950 is at risk here with this question. In literature, which horror author wrote Salem's Lot and Carrie?
Stephen King.
Stephen King is correct. We now move over to Tennessee Avenue. $950 at risk again. In which U.S. city would you find Rockefeller University?
New York City.
New York City is correct.
Oh,
Got a little nervous there. All right. Last property. Get this correct, John. You will take this property away from him and its combined value, which is $560. So here we go. Last question. $1,000 at risk. In sport, what was the surname of the sisters who played against each other at Wimbledon in the year 2000?
Williams.
Williams is correct, John, and you have taken the property group away. And with that, we said comes the combined value of $560, taking you up to $1,271. That is a successful hostile takeover. Next roll, please. 5.5 minutes remaining.
1 and a 6 for a 7.
And that's Atlantic Avenue.
All right, Peach. You might be down one group of properties, but this is still yours. 1150 on the line.
All right, Peach. In astrology, in which 2 months could you have been born if your star sign is Taurus?
April and May.
April and May is correct. Well done, sir. 5820 is what you got, and what we've got is another roll.
I am a Taurus, so I should know.
5 and a 6 for an 11.
There's that 11 again. Park Place is where we land.
All right, Peach. $1,500 on the line. Big money at stake.
All right, Peach. In which film did Michael Caine attempt a $4 million gold bullion heist?
Michael Caine. Ocean's 11.
No, I'm sorry. Toss up for John or Neil. John.
The Italian Job.
The Italian Job is correct. $1,500. Huge there. Takes you up to $2,771. Next roll.
36 for a 9.
And of course, we have passed go for $200 for each player, and we've landed on Oriental Avenue.
All right, Peach, $5.50 on the line for a right answer.
Peach, what kind of steel is manufactured by adding chromium to ordinary steel?
Stainless steel.
Stainless steel is correct. $5.50 coming to you. You're up to $65.70. All right, next roll, please.
6 and a 1 for a 7.
And that takes us to States Avenue.
All right, John, a chance for you to add some more money. You got $7.50 on the line with this hotel.
Okay.
All right, John. In which Quentin Tarantino film did Bruce Willis play the character Butch Coolidge?
Pulp Fiction.
Pulp Fiction is correct. $7.50 come to you up to $37.21. Another roll will come up on 3 minutes remaining.
4 and a 3 for a 7.
And that takes us to free parking. Tell them about it, Mr. Monopoly.
Well, players, this is one chance throughout the game where you could recoup everything that you've had to pay up to this point. Everybody gets a chance at this question. It's worth $500
All right,
for some reason.
Well, and I see here that, let me see if it'll let me do this.
I was about to say, I don't think it ever updated. I know we had to pay a lot of taxes.
Well, and I'm able to add in the one with the interest rate hike. Yes, and that's actually the only one that we would have hit to where we paid it. So, according to this, it's not going to update on you, but it should be $571. Players, hands on buzzers for this question.
79, I think, actually.
Yeah, $5.79.
Let me add $8 more to it. There we go. All right. On the World Wide Web, what country is represented by .il? And that's John.
Italy.
No, I'm sorry on that one. There's no money at risk. Peach?
Ireland.
Nope, not correct. Neil, you want a shot? Go ahead.
Israel?
Israel is correct.
Why?
And
Wow.
Neil taking the free parking lot it correctly, and it does. Neil, you are up to $809. And during that time, since there was some confusion, I did stop the timer since there was a little confusion with the money amount. So on the roll, when I get the number and put it in, then I will restart the timer. Next one.
2 and a 5 for a 7.
All right, and timer restarts now. We're on Ventnor Avenue.
All right, Peach, $11.50 on the line. All you got to do is get a question right.
All right, Peach. In which decade did the hula hoop first become a popular craze?
1950s.
1950s is correct. That takes you up to 77.20. Next roll, and then just under a minute and a half remaining.
Doubles, it's a 10.
And that's going to take us to Park Place.
All right, Peach, more money at stake, $1,500.
All right, Peach. In education, what do the initials LEA stand for?
I have no idea.
All right, toss up for John or Neil. Remember, there is money at risk.
Right. I have no idea.
That would be the local education authority. All right. Next roll, please.
5 and a 3 for an 8.
All right, we're pass and go. And we've landed on the Reading Railroad.
One more chance for a hostile takeover, players. Anybody's property is up for grabs again.
All right, players. In a standard game of chess, how many pawns does each player have? And that's Peach.
8.
8 is correct. Now, time will run out during the hostile takeover, so we're going to stop time. Peach, who would you like to attack?
Let's try the magentas again.
All right. right, moving on over to the magentas. We start at St. Charles Place. This could make a major difference. All right, so for your first one, $600 is at risk with the 4 hotels. Question 1. In nature, are garden tiger and hornet clearwing species of moths or butterflies?
Moths.
Moths is correct. We now move over to States Avenue. This time it's a hotel, and it is $750 at risk. All right, Peach, which of these countries is largest in area? Pakistan or Mexico?
Mexico.
Mexico is correct. All right, last one here. Get the question wrong, you're going to lose $720. Get it right, and you will take the combined value here, which is $440. This is a huge question. Peach, in science, what is measured in units called curies or rads?
Radioactivity.
Radioactivity is correct. And Peach, you have taken the magenta properties. $440 comes over to you. You're up to $8,360. And we are finished with our big money round. Let's take a look at where we stand in the moment. Neil Sternitsky is in third place at $1,009. John Bergman is in second at $3,921. And Pete Chapstick with a massive lead at $8,360. We are going to take our final commercial break of the evening. While we are gone, we are going to be selling back all of the upgrades. When we come back, we will add those to the totals of the players, and we'll find out who's going to move on to go once around the block for up to $50,000 right here on your favorite game show. Of course, you guessed it. It's Monopoly. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back here to Monopoly. Man, we have had a fantastic game going on here for you this evening, and it is time to add it all up and see how we're going to finish. So, of course, we will start with where we were at the end of our second round there. We'll start with our third place player, Neil Stranitzky. Neil, you had $1,009 at the end of that round. We sell back not a damn thing, which means in total we're going to give you not a damn thing more, meaning tonight you finish with $1,009.
I'm impressed I got that much.
Right. All right, and then we go over to our second place player, Mr. John Bourbon. John, you came out of that round with $3,921, put up a valiant fight. We sell back all of your upgrades, which nets you an additional $1,750. When we add that into your final total tonight, you're going to be walking away with $5,671.
Hey, I had a good time.
Yeah, we will come back to you in just a moment there. Finally, we have got Mr. Peach Chapstick. He's our current champion right now. Let's see what happens. He had $8,360 coming in that. Well, he's not going to lose money, so we see where this is going. We sell back all of the upgrades that you have there on your properties currently. That nets you an additional $3,400, which means tonight we add that to your total and you finish with $11,760. Peach,
I agree.
All right. Well, Peach, we will come back over to you here in just a moment. First, we're going to go through and talk to our second, third place players. We will start with our third place player, Mr. Neil Stranitzky. Neil, you were able to walk out of here tonight with a total of $1,009 here on your first chance to walk onto the Monopoly stage this season. I'm just going to kind of hand it over to you and let you detail the crime scene to us. What happened?
Well, like I said, community college try, and well, that's about it.
Well, I think that is an absolutely a fair assessment. But I do have to ask you, did you at least have fun giving it that old community college try?
Yeah, I did.
Well, hey, that is fantastic to hear. Again, $1,009. We go ahead and put that in your bank for the season, and believe it or not, that jumps you up into 12th place for the season. You go over top of Adam Oliver, who currently has negative 40. So, yes, you are in 12th place, which puts you in a good position for when we look later in the season at our Tournament of Champions. Of course, as we know, you're not quite there yet, but of course our top 9 will make it into the tournament, and you are not far away from 9th place right now. So good job by you. We're glad that you had a good time, and we'll hope you'll come back and visit with us again before the season's out.
Sounds good, Turd. Thanks for having me.
Hey, thanks for being here. Everybody give it up there for Neil Stranitzky. He is a funny guy. He is a good competitor no matter what. Make sure, hopefully one of these days we'll get to see some of his material up on the channel. He has a lot of great series. He actually has his own Wheel of Fortune wheel that he built with his father. It's an amazing wheel. Hopefully you guys will be able to see that, or even his Card Shark set that he was able to build eventually on the MVG channel. So then, of course, next up, we go into our second place player, Mr. John Bourbon. John, you were truly in it there to the very end. I don't have the math right in front of me, but had Peach failed on that last hostile takeover, there was still within reason that you could have flipped and actually won that game. So tell me, what are your feelings coming out of tonight's game?
I had a great time. I have to hand to Peach here, but he has a lot of knowledge, and what can I say involving this? But he earned it, and but I had a good time, and thanks for having me here.
Well, hey, it was definitely good to have you here again. We're going to take that $5,671. We will add that to your season total. And, John, that means that for the season now, you have $8,561, and that actually moves you up into 8th place overall for the season. So as the way things stand right now, you would technically be in our tournament. I definitely think we'll hope to see you back here again so you can add to that and hopefully solidify that spot in the tournament.
Absolutely, but I'll be glad to play again.
Oh, fantastic. Ladies and gentlemen, make sure to give it up there for Mr. John Berman. He's a fantastic player and just an all-around good guy. All right, so Peach, we come to you. You do it again. $11,760. You have just added on, and with that, before we even go to the bonus game, that now takes you to $35,080 total for the season. You are now in first place overall on the money ladder. You overtook Seffi, Mr. Scott McVeigh, by $1,053. So very, very close. But here's the thing: if you want, we could go and add $25,000, $50,000. Sound good to you?
Oh, I'll certainly give it the old college try.
Well, let's do it. Ladies and gentlemen, that means it's time for the bonus game. It's time to go once around the block. All right, our good buddy, Mr. Pete Chapstick here. All right, Peach, we've went 9 episodes this season without anyone being able to win even the $25,000 bonus here on our bonus game. So let's see if you can finally break through. All right, let's remind everybody at home how we do this. Of course, you are going to get 5 rolls total. You're going to try to hit those rolls high enough so you can make it all the way around the board and either land on go or make it past it. If you land exactly on go, we'll give you $50,000, which has never been done here on Monopoly. And if you make it past go, we'll still give you $25,000. Now, for every spot that you make it around the board, we'll give you $100. Go right there in your center jackpot. And at any time, you could walk away. Well, why might you want to walk away? Well, we're not just going to have that one go-to-jail space up in the upper right-hand corner. We are going to add an additional 4 go-to-jail spaces, 1 of them on 2nd Street, 1 on 3rd Street, and 2 on 4th Street. So let's go ahead and do that at this time. Where would you like to add the one on 2nd Street between St. Charles and New York?
Let's put it on Electric Company.
Electric Company. Your one on 3rd Street goes between Kentucky and Marvin Gardens.
I landed on go to jail there last time, but let's try it again. Kentucky Avenue.
All right, and then we've got to put 2 on 4th Street between Pacific and Boardwalk.
I'm going to go with the same strategy I have been using. 1 on Pacific and 1 on Luxury Tax.
Very popular places to put them. All right. I do want to remind you, if you can roll doubles at any time, we will give you an additional roll to help you along your way. At any time, you can walk away, and there's always questions about it. If you use up all your rolls, as long as you haven't hit go to jail, we will give you all that money in the center pot. The walk-away option is just to take what you've got so you don't have any more risk. So with that being said, let's do it. Let's go once around the block. Mr. Monopoly, fire up that rock and roller if you would. And Peach, whenever you're ready, we wish you the best of luck. Let's go ahead and hit that rock and roller. Tell him when to stop.
And roll.
5 and a 1 for a 6.
All right. $600 goes into the bank here. You have 4 rolls remaining. And right now, your one bad roll, 2, 4, 6, is a 6. You stay away from the 6, you are good. But if you want, you can walk away right here, take the $600 with you, along with what you've already won. What do you want to do?
At this point of the game, I like my chances. Let's go.
All right, let's go. Fire that rock and roller back up. And Peach, you tell him when to stop.
All right. How about an 8 this time? Now.
I'll do you 3 bet, a 6 and a 5 for an 11.
Thank you.
Huge roll there. All right. An 11. We add that in. That's $1,700 now in your center bank that you could walk away with if you choose. 3 rolls left. Your bad roll here is a 4. 4 is your one bad roll. You can't reach all the way to that next corner just yet. So take 1,700 and walk away or continue on.
I'm going to continue.
All right,
Once again, I like my chances.
Fire that rock and roller up, and let's do it.
Now.
6 and a 5 for an 11 again.
All right.
Another huge roll takes us all the way over to Waterworks, up to $2,800. All right, you have 2 rolls remaining. Your bad rolls, 2, 3, and 10. 2, 3, and 10. If you can miss those, you are in really good shape to potentially finally bust this bonus game board. But you
Wouldn't
gotta ask
that be
yourself,
something?
That would be, but you have lost twice in a row on this. So ask yourself, would you rather take the guarantee of 28, or do you want to go for the big money?
Bad rolls are just about on the spectrums of the ends of the spectrum of what I can possibly roll. I know I just missed out once. Stopped on Boardwalk. I'm going to keep going.
All right, he's going to keep on going. Fire up that rock and roller. Good luck, Peach. Let's hope for no 2s, 3s, or 10s.
All right. I'm liking my chances here. Now.
4 and a 3 for a 7.
Okay.
All right, we had $700, $3,500. Here's where we're at. You have 1 roll left.
Go.
He's going. We're not even going to look at it. He needs to stay away from a 3. A 3, and he loses it. A 2 or a 4, and we still don't have a big money winner. If you can hit a 5, 50 grand, good luck, Peach. Tell him to stop that rock and roller.
Do it, Peach.
Oh, come on,
Peach.
Come on. Yes, thank you. Send that good energy my way. Come on. Now.
1 and a 5 for a 6.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
Almost.
And you have done That means we
Nice.
add that 25,000 to what you've already won tonight, and that means just in tonight you are going to be taking home $36,760. Please tell me, how does it feel knowing that you have finally broken the Monopoly curse this season?
Determination. That's what it gets you, you know? I'm sorry. Did I just double my total for the season too? More than that?
Pretty, but just in tonight's winnings, yes, you did.
Hot.
And since
dang.
since you were asking about that, I will go ahead and lay it out there for you. Yes, with that, Peach, you have now jumped into first place overall for the season, and your overall total, $60,080. I know that's got to feel good.
That feels great. Hot damn. Thank you. Thank you.
The work was done by you, most certainly. There is no question about that. So, well done on your end.
Yes.
Congratulations. We will see you back here again next week to defend that championship. See if you can be the first one to get 4 in a row.
Well, I'll certainly try my best.
All right. Well, Mr. Monopoly, we've done it again. We've got another episode in the books. 10 in the hole, and we finally broke the curse.
It's about damn time. I know people in the live chat are saying it's about damn time it happened.
And you can't blame them. You can't blame them. It has been a long journey, to say the least.
Although I don't really want to shit on the moment, but somebody in the live chat did say, whatever you do, don't put a go to jail spot on an electric company. And what did Peach do? He put it on an electric company. But it didn't matter. It didn't matter in the long run. He got through.
Well, and
He shot this way down second.
Robert Bishop. Wow, that was a quick decision.
Well, and you know, I was just scrolling back through real quick. In season 1, which I know the people out there haven't seen all of the season, but we, just like this season, 25 regular season episodes and 3 semifinal tournament games and the championship, so for a total of 29. In season 1, we had a total of 10 winners of the 25,000 out of 29 episodes. So now 10 episodes in, we got 1 for season 2. So it is good to finally have that monkey off our back. Jason, as always, thank you very much. Remind everybody what's coming up here on MVG later this week.
A whole bunch of shenaniganry and a whole bunch of shitakery and a whole bunch of other words that end in re. Especially Thursday night when Sorry the Game Show will come to us live here on MVG Productions. Be sure to tune in. We might make history.
Who knows? We may very well make history. Finally, some big things happen in the bonus games. But as always, we couldn't do this without those of you at home here that continue to support Brandon Scruggs, MVG Productions, Grandma Studios, Grandma's Game Closet, and all of the other content creators here at MVG. We definitely appreciate you coming out and watching us in the live chat, watching us on demand later on. Again, remember, like this video, go out and tell a few people about this. We want to make sure that we keep growing this subscriber base and getting Brandon and MVG Productions names out there to the masses. People deserve to see this, and we know that once they do, they're going to tell more people, and this thing will become an international juggernaut. And of course, that's right. Make sure that you leave us some comments. If you're in the live chat, tell us what you think about tonight's episode. If you're watching on demand, leave us some comments there. We hope you're giving a thumbs up to it. If not, we totally understand. But leave us a comment and tell us what we could do to make things better so we can turn that thumbs down into a thumbs up, because we definitely want to do that so we continue to bring you lots of great game show content right here from Grandma's Game Closet and MVG Productions. But it's time for us to get out of here for tonight. So for Jason Meyers, Travis Coulter, and all of those that are here to help out with Monopoly, including our contestants, I'm your host, Herd Ferguson. He was Mr. Monopoly, Jason Meyers, and you sure as hell aren't. We'll see you back here next time for another episode of Monopoly. Until then, take care. Good night, everybody.
Oh.